Hello everyone, this is the Snaphappy80'Slovechild. Here's me. And this is what I've been shooting with for about 4 years. No, 5, maybe longer, 5 years. This, for anyone that can see here, is a 7500. It's a crop sensor camera. It's done me very proud. But yeah, times have changed and it doesn't cut it anymore. And I was going to upgrade and I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and I saw the Z9 and I got excited. It was friggin' huge, and I don't know, I held off. I'm glad I did. And so today, after much waiting, I have a box from Nikon, and this box contains a Z8, and I have not opened it yet, which has stressed me the hell out, I promise you that. And I'm going to open it with you guys. So before I do, a little background. So as I say, my name's the Snaphappy80'Slovechild. That is my self-proclaimed photographer name. Kind of like Elton John, but in the photography world. I don't know if it's quite as big really with that. But hey, everyone can have a stage name if they want. And I work for, run, own DanF40Group, which is a company that no one will have heard of probably. It's a little photography company in Alberta. It's nothing big, but to me it's everything. And I'm very happy about it. And this is our latest purchase to bring ourselves to a level that can feed what we need to. Now, I could tell you the specs on the Z8, namely because I've read them over and over so many times while I was trying to make a decision. And don't worry, I'm not doing this without any advice. I have watched so many hours of Frono's Photo and many other big YouTubers that have reviewed cameras over and over again, and I think I've come to the point now of accepting the autofocus will be subpar to the other two big players, Canon and Sony. But it's quite simple. Although I had a 7500 for so many years, I've spent thousands on glass. And I think it's because when I first started, I realised that glass matters. Glass actually in some ways can matter more than the body. It's just got to that point now where the glass is so good that I really do need to invest in the body. And all of my glass is an F-mount because obviously it was used on my F-mount camera, my DSLR. So I could have traded everything in. I wouldn't have got money back, but I could have traded everything in and I could have switched to Sony or Canon. But I've weighed it up. I've had some really good times with that camera, and that camera's got me some really good shots. And I've tried the Sony and I've tried the Canon and I tried the Z9, and I think that the colour that the Nikon gives, the fact I can use all my lenses and a few other little personal traits to it, I think it outweighs it. So I haven't just bought this because I shoot Nikon so I buy Nikon. No, I went through the rigmarole, I did my testing and stuff, and unfortunately it just came down to it that for me, it's just still Nikon. And maybe their firmware might do something in time to come. It's unlikely. A lot of people don't think it will, because I can understand this. The Xpeed 7 is the Xpeed 7. So here we go. Packaging and paper. And there it is. Z8. Oh, close. Z8. Now, I ordered this about 3 weeks ago, and cheeky Nikon, they told me that it was in stock to order, but I had to order it as the kit. Weirdly, it comes separate anyway. And I couldn't order just the body, which is what I wanted to order. And the reason I couldn't order just the body was out of stock, but the kit was in stock. But then when I ordered it and couldn't figure out why it wasn't being shipped the next day as it was on a fast delivery, They said it was on back order. Cheeky Nikon. The body was on back order. So if you let me order the body and the lens, but you won't let me order the body, but both of them are on back order, well, they gained an extra 1,000 odd by doing that. Canadian dollars, that is. I'm going to put that to one side for a minute. I'm going to open the lens first, because this lens I wasn't actually looking to purchase. So the Nikon 24 to 120. I wasn't actually looking to purchase this guy. But as it happens, it could be a good lens. I've been reading up on it. I've become a bit of a snob with some of the glass I have, that 2.8 is kind of the holy grail in some ways for me. And if it's going to be a prime, I want at least a 1.8. But 4s have their places, so we shall see. Nikon boxing as always. It's always very nicely wrapped. As you can see there, it's always nicely put in there. They always get the cardboard nicely packed for it. And actually, as lenses go, this is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. Let's see what else is in here. So, we have the lens. And then we also have, where's the other part to that? We also have the, there it is. So, got the hood. Normal sort of Nikon hood, nothing particularly incredible. And what else have we got in here? Oh, interesting, so they give you a bag. Okay, it's not bad. So they give you a little... Oh no, it's a cleaning cloth. Huh. Oh, quite nice. And it is a bag, but it's like a cloth bag. Okay. Don't know if you guys can see that. It's got Nikon written on it. It's very nice. So, very nicely written on with Nikon. Yeah. Smart bag. Stand by. See if I can find my... No, I can't find the other bag. I was looking for the other bag, but no, the older bags. The older bags are nice. You used to get like a big bag, but obviously this says it's an S, so normally that would have meant the nice quality ones. So they're still nice. It's not bad. Pop that to one side, and let's actually see the lens itself. Over there. Oh, okay, so it is a zooming lens. It's not all in... It's an extending lens when it zooms. So that will shift the weight balance if you're using a gimbal. Function button. Yeah. We'll see how that works in the real world. But as I say, I would have probably not bought this had I known that I could have got away with just the body. But we'll see how that goes. Now on to the main event. Pop this over here. Normal Nikon boxing. And what have we got in here? Okay, so we've got there. Don't forget to register, warranty cards, and manuals, which I'm assuming this diddly little manual is not the complete manual for it. That will all be online, I'm imagining. Put that downstairs. And all inside there. All inside there. Nicely packaged up as usual. Let's go through all the little bits that we have in here. So we've got, what have we got here? Got there. Nice little Nikon strap. Does it actually say, it doesn't say Z8, it just says Nikon. So, it doesn't say Z8, but it says Nikon. It's nice enough. And then we've got a USB-C cable. We've got another battery charger. Now I wonder, as these battery chargers, they say the batteries have to be the C's. I wonder if the C will charge in my old A charger. I'm assuming it will, but we'll find out. And we've got the wall plug. this guy on here. And then we have a ENEL15C. So I did buy a few other of these guys. As you'll see here, I've got a collection of little bits and pieces that I have. So I've got another couple of batteries. This now gives me in total, I've got 3 batteries. Everyone goes on about the battery life on these guys. All the reviews are slating the battery life. To be honest, for me, carrying 3 batteries, it's not the end of the world. I can handle 3 batteries. I think 3 batteries is okay. If I take 3 with me, I just interchange them. It's not a big deal to me. Then we've got, what have we got here? Okay, we've got the cabling clamps, which I am probably going to use this for video at some point, I think. I'm going to get the cage from Small Rig. Talking about that, I have actually got the Small Rig L bracket. This is the L bracket that Small Rig do, and this is a JJC hand strap. All of my cameras always use hand straps. I just prefer it, like even with the 7500, I just prefer that. It just gives me less chance I'm going to drop something. And they work quite well. Those hand straps work quite nicely from JJC. So, and then the main part is reasonably weighty. It's not too bad though. And the size-wise of it, it's the biggest thing I went for. The Z9 for me is just too big for what I use. I genuinely haven't seen this yet. I haven't actually handled the Z8. I've handled the Z9 but not the Z8. So, wow. It's got a much bigger feel to it. Definitely got a bigger feel to it. My other 7500, I can get my fingers right the way around. And to be honest, let's do a straight comparison on size, because put these guys over here for the minute. There it is. And in a comparison to the 7500. Now I have got a base on the bottom of that 7500, but we're not terribly far off from there. Profile wise, put them side on side. You see that? It's not horrific amounts of difference. And actually when you look from top on top, let's pop that up like that, pop that up like that. They're actually reasonably comparable. The crazy part is 20 megapixel sensor, or 20, nearly 21, 47 megapixels. And a much bigger sensor, yeah, hugely bigger sensor. Well, I can tell you one thing, it feels like a Nikon. It feels very familiar. And that's the nice part. I don't think I'd have wanted the Z9. The Z9 just feels too cumbersome for me. And this just feels so good in the hand. I like the fact they took away the dial as well. I never found a need for that dial. So they just flattened that dial down. No, so that's it, guys. That is it. That is the Z8. And unfortunately, as the title may have alluded to, I won't be dropping the Z8, unfortunately. Just intrigued how clickbait works, really. It's quite weird. If you've watched this to see me drop the camera, apologies where apologies due. It isn't happening. But thank you. I appreciate you watching it anyway. And if you got through to this far, maybe hit me a like or a follow. I'm going to do more of this. I plan on doing a week from now how I get on using it. I also want to explore more the F to Z mount because I have a lot of F-glass and I'm going to need it to work with it for it to really benefit me how I hoped. So I'll do some bits and pieces like that. I've got a shoot coming up with some dogs and bits and pieces, just a normal animal shoot. So I'm going to see how that goes. I'm going to give myself a couple of days to get used to it, read through the manual. Which is key. Even if you're a pro, you still should read through the manual. Everything changes. And then I'm going to do one after a couple of months. So We've got a hike this weekend as well, so I'm going to take it with me, just a personal hike, and I'm going to see what I get off of that. But yeah, I appreciate you all for watching this. I hope it has been enjoyable for you too. And that's the Z8. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.